Hello viewers, and welcome back to the card mat. This is a cracker little trick. It's by Paul Harris and it's called S.O.S. And I seen a performance of it on Dean Magician. And I watched his performance and I worked out a way of getting it done. I don't know if this is the actual way Paul Harris does it, but this is the way I got it to work. So firstly I'll show you a performance of it, and if you like it enough, hang around and I'll show you the tutorial. Do you know when you've done a couple of tricks on people, do you ever get one or two of them asking you how you've actually done it? Well, I always turn the tables on them and say, how do you think I've done it? You hear all different kinds of answers, like you had a duplicate card, you had a marked card, had a marked deck, had a funny deck, you swapped the deck for another deck. They come up with all different ideas. I say I never tell them. I just want them to go away with the knowledge they've just seen an illusion of something that they can't really understand. Now, speaking of illusions, I've got a little trick for you now, and it's one of my favourite kinds of trick. Yeah, you've guessed it. A little bit of paper can only mean it's a prediction trick. And for them that haven't worked it out, I've actually written a prediction on a little piece of paper, and it's going to stay there in view all the time, because we're going to try and get you to pick a card out of this packet in a minute, which is going to match the prediction I've made. And what I think I'll do is I'll try and make it a bit easier for you, because what I'll do is eliminate half of the cards. I'll have half the cards facing up and half the cards facing down, and what I'll do is I'll shuffle them together, if I can get them to go. And there we go. So we've got half the pack facing up, half the pack facing down, all getting mixed in together. So now I say that's made it easier on you, because you haven't got the face up cards. You're not going to be counting the face up cards at all in your selection. You're only getting to select from the face down ones. So in a way, I could have cut my own throat. I might have turned yours up. Well, I might have turned that up that way, who knows. Right, anyway, what I need you to do is give me a number. Well, we've split the pack roughly about in half, so I'm saying there's going to be about 26 cards. So if you can pick a number somewhere between 1 and 26, but do remember, your card doesn't have to be the 26th one. It could be the first one. It could be any card in between. So pick the number you feel that selection is at. 5. Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll take the 5th face down card we come to, and obviously that's face down. It's on the top, but it's face down, so we're going to have to count that as 1. So that's 1 face down card, and we'll just shove that into the middle of the deck. Who knows, we might get a second chance. Maybe we'll take that one and we'll shove that into the middle of the deck. So if that was 1 face down card, this means this is the 2nd face down card, and again we'll shove that into the middle of the deck. That's face up, doesn't count. That's face up, doesn't count. Means this one now is going to be number 3. So this is the 3rd face down card. That one's no good. And that one's no good. This is now the 4th face down card. Get in. So the next one is going to be your selection. That one. That's the 5th face down card now. Right? Now, what do we go for? My prediction or the card you selected? Well, we'll go for my prediction. That way you know exactly what I was hoping you were going to get. Not exactly written in stone. It's actually written in ink. But I hope you can see that. It says the 8 of clubs. Now that's the card I reckoned you were going to get. Should we have a look? Well, we're going to have to. 8 of clubs. It matches. Right. Now going back to what I was saying earlier, people had asked me how that was done. First thing they said was, well, I was using a duplicate card. Well, I don't think so. Because I spread the cards out, you can see that there's no other 8 of clubs in that pack. Hang on a minute, half that pack should be facing down, because we mixed them together face up and face down, didn't we? But 8 of spades. But as you can see, there is no other 8 of clubs in the pack, so that was the only 8 of clubs. So I wasn't using a duplicate. Now they'll say that I was using a funny deck, because all the cards have straightened themselves out without anything happening. So if I turn it over, obviously the cards are mixed up on that side. Well, it's a clever idea, but one which again can easily be disproven. Because if I spread the cards out, we can see that every one of them is facing down, and everyone's got a blue back to it, but they're all facing down. So it's not a funny deck, it is a regular blue back deck. There they might say I was using a marked card. Well, you don't get much more marked than that one really, do you? But was it a marked card I was using? Or did I do a deck switch? Because I think that deck started off red. Anyway, might have a blue back deck. I might have a red 8 of clubs, but at least the 8 of clubs is the card that I actually predicted in the beginning. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that enough to want to figure out how it's done. Right, obviously you start off with a prediction written on a piece of paper. I've got the 8 of clubs, obviously because I was using the 8 of clubs. You need a box for a red pack of cards, or whatever that card is, because obviously all of these are blue. Right, oh, you can see some are upside down, but all these are blue, that's a red. So the card that you've got as your single, make sure the box matches that colour, if you see what I mean. As you've seen here, I've got half the pack, completely blue pack, but I've got half facing down. The bottom half is facing down with the top half facing up. Before you start this, it's always a good idea to get hold of them and give them a couple of bends. So that way, when you turn half the pack face up, you've got natural breaks. I know that's really big and exaggerated, but you've got a natural break. Because so far through it, you're going to need to get hold of all the bottom cards and the top cards and split them at that natural break. You don't want to be leaving one of them down there or taking one of them up there, if you see what I mean. You've got to make sure you get to that back-to-back break. So if you can give yourself an advantage, it comes in handy. So you can do your split. So bottom half of the pack facing down, top half of the pack facing up. Your chosen card from a different coloured pack face down on the top. As I say, use the box of that card. What I like doing is sticking them in so that they come out that way from the half moon, if you like. You'll be able to grab the half moon and pull it out, showing the top of the indifferent card. Oh, and by the way, the 8 of clubs, take it out of that pack. So you're using a blue pack, you take the blue 8 of clubs out of it. Otherwise, when you try and show that there's no duplicate, there's an 8 of clubs in the middle. Right. And all you do is load them into your card case and shut it up. You have your prediction all folded up. I hope you got that on the setup. A blue pack with one red card. The value and suit of that red card written on your prediction. The blue pack, bottom half facing down, the top half facing up, with the card from a different pack on the top. Right, that's the setup. I like starting off with it like that, because you're going to give a chat, as you've seen in the performance, you're giving a chat about people asking you how magic is done. In your response, you want to make sure that you do get in the fact of a duplicate card, a marked card, a funny deck, and a deck switch, because they're the 4 ideas you come up with at the end of this one. So you want to make sure you mention all 4 of them. You can mention others if you want to, but make sure them 4 are actually in it. I say I start off with the box on the top. Make sure that you've got to turn the box over to get to the half moon to open it. And you give all that little spiel out. Then you come into the fact that you're doing a prediction trick and just roll that box over. So it then turns it the right way that you need it as you bring your prediction into play. You open your box up and you pull everything out together, making sure that you don't split, otherwise they'll see a face-up card. So you got to make sure that they all stay together as you do it. Then what I do is turn it facing towards you and just start thumbing off 1s and 2s of cards. And you can see, by looking at the top of the pack, you can see where the break is. So you just keep on shuffling as many as you want till you get near to that break. Then you just down jog 1 towards you and drop them on the top. Then pull that card towards your hand so you can get a break, and you pick them up and you carry on shuffling till these are gone. So that way it gives you the illusion you've just gone and mixed up the packet, whereas all you've done is mixed up like the bottom third, if you like. Then you say about what they're going to do is try and find the card in the pack to match the prediction. But you want to make it easier on them, you don't want it to take so long. This is why you have your natural break. Because what you want to do now is get the break right in the middle, so when you turn it over you got the back-to-back cards. And you're going to wrist kill this hand. So the hand that's got hold of the bottom, whether you're right or left-handed, whatever hand has got hold of the bottom packet, turns. And don't turn it dead slow, just in case you can get a glimpse in there. So you turn your hand over, making sure that they don't see the blue there, and you don't turn that, making sure they can see the blue there. Then you can either do, if you're comfortable enough to do a really close riffle shuffle, you can do a riffle shuffle so that they don't see none of these face-up cards getting shuffled in. If you can do a faro shuffle, even better. But don't forget, it is going to be harder because your pack's bent now, really bad. So it's going to be hard getting your start. But once you've got it in, you can square them up. And make sure that none of these cards split at this end, because all these cards here are all facing up, and all of them cards there are facing up. So you want to make sure that you push them in straight so they don't get a flash of any of these face-up cards. So to all intents and purposes, it just looks to them as if you've just mixed half of a pack facing up into half a pack facing down. So all the cards should be mixed up, but obviously they're not, because we know better, don't we? Then you ask them to give you the number, and you say, you know, you did shuffle about half the pack, so there's about 26 face down cards in the pack. But try and emphasise the fact that their card, or that selection, doesn't have to be the last card or a high number. It can quite easily be the top card. We don't know. So think about that as you're picking your number. Hopefully then they'll pick a low number. It's a bit of a it is. If they pick a high number, because you've got to keep doing this all the way through, and you want to make sure that you get it spot on all the time, because it's a Marlowe's tilt. And what you basically want to do is keep getting their card, or that top card, into second place as you're putting it in. So when you get rid of another card, again, you got that in second place. So it looks like you've done a pretty good faro shuffle. If you don't always get it in first place, as long as it's not like 17 cards or a big block of 6 or 7. I mean, 2 and 3s are alright, because sometimes you know yourself, especially if you show you're struggling getting your faro together. Well, we all know if you struggle with your faro, it does go wrong. That's got to be smooth. So if you are struggling on your faro, it adds to the fact that it is right. Anyway, shut up, carry on. So where did we get to? Yeah, we just shuffled them together. So now you've got a face-up deck with just that one face-down red card on the top. So I say all you're doing is doing like a Marlowe tilt to get their card in, but making it look like it's actually gone deeper into the pack until you get to whatever number they've just said. And when you're putting that card in, because it's going in second to top, you do have a tendency to push it on an angle, and it does get seen coming out. Try and make sure that you have it squared up between these two fingers and that part of your thumb, and run it right down the line of them fingers. Because as you see, if you stick one right into the middle, there's no way, no matter what you do to it, it's not going to start popping out. But one right underneath the top card can quite easily jab out, and it gives it all away. So I say you do that till you get down to their selected number. You take the card out and you say, you know, that's obviously the one you want. Leave them facing up. Then you can do this whichever way you want to. Open up your prediction and show what you've actually predicted first, or turn their card. Makes no never mind which way you do first, because same result, isn't it? Then you remind them to what got said a bit earlier about duplicate cards, marked cards, funny decks and deck switches. So you say, well, it can't be a marked card, a duplicate, and just spread the cards out on the table to show them that there's no other 8 of clubs in the pack. That's why you take that one out. You show there's no other 8 of clubs. There's an 8 of spades, but there's no 8 of clubs. Then you go, hang on. These were mixed face up and face down. These should have been face up and face down all the way through the pack. And you close that up. Or one thing I didn't show, I'll show you at the end. I will show you at the end. Yeah, so you're just showing that there's no duplicate card. And they think it's a funny deck because all the cards are the right way. So naturally they're going to think that if you turn it over, you got face up and face down the other way. But you spread it out to show you've got all face down, blue back deck. Blue back deck. Hang on, that was red. Well, you don't say that was red, you go blue back deck. Must mean I was using a marked card. Because obviously it's marked, you can see it easily against them if you know what a marked card is. Makes it easy to spot. You can't, there's no way you could disguise that in there. Or you say, did they actually do a deck switch? Because this pack was red to start with. And that's how you do it. One bit I didn't show you, which I should have done. When you've got them all sorted out, you just done your faro together. And you just push them all together. So it looks like you've done face up and face down. Do a Hindu. But you want to take the top portion, put your hand over and catch that top portion in your hand. Oh, grab that top portion in your hand. As you peel off another packet, and then another packet, bringing you back to that top portion, which you put down. So what you've actually shown is face down card, face up card, face up card, face down card. And so it looks like you've just shown 2 face down cards and 2 face up cards. You can get extravagant with it if you want to, and do 1 for 1. But just doing 1 for 1 can get tricky because you will mess up a little bit. And try and make sure you don't do that and pull cards out multi-layered. Otherwise everyone's going to be facing up and you just might think, well, hang on, how come every card we're seeing is double faced, facing up rather. So as I say, you can just do a Hindu to give the illusion that you've actually got face up and face down, and you're showing the red all the time. And as I say, I did miss that bit, sorry. I hope that didn't destroy your enjoyment too much or lose your concentration or anything like that. It lost my concentration because I didn't do it in the right place, but now that you've seen where it actually goes, you can do it in the right place. And I'm going to shut up because I've started to do my own head in. Right, as I say, that's the way I do S.O.S by Paul Harris. As I say, I don't know if it's the way he does it. It's just the way after watching Dean Magician, that's the way I decided could be done. if you like. Well, anyway, have fun with it, go and try it, and as always, see you soon.